stop right there. Before you let your landlord in, there's one mistake almost every renter makes, and it could cost you big. Most renters have no idea what their rights are when their landlord shows up at the door. Do you? Your lease and local laws protect you, but only if you know how to use them. Today we're breaking down the single biggest mistake renters make when a landlord enters, and exactly how to avoid it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to say, what to do, and what not to do. Whether you're a new renter or you've been renting for years, this information is critical. Your home is your space even when you're renting. You have real legal rights. But here's the thing, knowing your rights doesn't help if you don't act on them in the moment. Imagine this, your landlord suddenly knocks. You're not prepared. What do? Most renters freeze. They don't know their rights. They just let the landlord in. And that's the mistake. Let's start with part 1. Understanding what the law actually says about landlord entry. In most places, the law requires landlords to give you advance notice before entering your home. In most US states, that notice period is at least 24 hours, sometimes 48 hours or more. That notice can come by text, email, or a written note, but it must come before they show up. Now, there are exceptions. Emergencies, like a burst pipe or fire, don't require notice. If there's a real emergency, your landlord can enter without notice to prevent damage or danger. But I just wanted to check on something is not an emergency. That still requires notice. Your lease may also spell out specific entry rules. Always read that section carefully. These rules vary by state and country, so always check your local tenant laws. They may be even stronger. A quick search for your state's landlord-tenant laws takes 5 minutes and could save you a lot of trouble. Knowledge is your shield. Understanding the law is the first step to protecting your home. Whenever you receive notice, write it down. Document the date, time, and method it was received. Screenshot text messages, save emails, keep a paper trail. You may need it later. Good records protect you in a dispute. A landlord who enters without notice has violated the law. An illegal entry could mean you're entitled to compensation or even early lease termination. Yes, you may be able to claim damages if your landlord repeatedly violates your right to privacy. The law tries to balance the landlord's right to maintain their property with your right to privacy and peace. Both sides have rights and responsibilities. Knowing yours makes you a much stronger tenant. Now that you understand the legal basics, let's talk about what actually happens when the landlord knocks. The moment of entry is where most renters make their biggest mistake. And it all starts with what you do first. Before you open that door, take a breath. You have rights. You don't have to rush. You are allowed to ask for identification. You are allowed to confirm the reason for entry. Ask who they are and why they're there. Can I see some ID, please? Is a completely reasonable request. Check if they gave proper notice. Was it 24 hours? Did you agree to this time? These things matter. You are not being difficult by asking questions. You are being a smart, informed tenant. Now we get to the heart of it. The biggest mistake renters make when the landlord enters. The biggest mistake? Letting the landlord in without saying a single word. No questions asked. No ID checked. No notice confirmed. Just, come on in. This happens all the time. Renters don't want to seem difficult. They don't want to cause conflict. They worry. What if the landlord gets angry? What if they raise my rent? What if they evict me? Those fears are understandable, but they're making you vulnerable. Fear is not a reason to give up your rights. Let's look at exactly what happens when you stay silent and just let them in. When you let them in without asking questions, you've handed over control of your own home. They may look through rooms they weren't supposed to visit. You may never even know it happened. Or worse, they find something they want to use against you later, and you let it happen without a word. Staying silent can also set a pattern. Do it once, and suddenly the landlord thinks they can drop by any time. Repeated, unannounced entries are a form of harassment, and they're illegal. When renters respond with silence or just, okay, it tells the landlord, you can do this again. You're at a fork. You can be a smart, informed renter, or you can keep being pushed around. We're going to teach you to be the smart renter. Let's go. The first thing you should always ask is, Did you give me proper notice for this visit? Step 1. Verify notice was given. Step 2. Confirm the stated reason is valid. Step 3. Write down the time and what was said. Even a quick note on your phone is enough. You can say, "I just want to make sure everything is in order. Can you give me a moment?" If the entry is legitimate, you can cooperate, but on your terms. You get to direct what happens. You don't have to leave. You are allowed to stay and observe while they are in your home. If they're here to fix the kitchen sink, they don't need to go into your bedroom. Politely say so. That room isn't part of this visit. 6 words that are completely fair and legally sound. In many states, you can also legally record the interaction. Always check your local recording laws first. Think of each entry like a checklist. Notice verified, reason confirmed, scope of entry agreed. When you follow that checklist, you've done everything right. No confrontation needed. Most legitimate landlord visits are quick. 10 to 20 minutes and they're done. Once they leave, close the door and write down everything you remember about the visit. Date, time, who came, what they said, what they did. Write it all down while it's fresh. You can even send a quick follow-up message. "Thanks for the visit today at 2 p.m. Kitchen repair." That message creates a written record in case the landlord ever misremembers or disputes anything. Documented visits protect you. Undocumented visits leave you vulnerable. The difference is huge. If this ever ends up in court, eviction, deposit dispute, your records are your evidence. A well-documented renter is a protected renter. Landlords think twice when they know you keep records. Excellent. Now let's talk about what to do when things go wrong, when the landlord breaks the rules. Part 3. What happens when the landlord enters without notice, or goes further than they should? You came home and the landlord had been in your apartment without notice, without permission. Something feels off. Maybe furniture has been moved. Maybe things aren't where you left them. That sick feeling in your stomach? Trust it. Your right to privacy has been violated. First, don't panic. Take a breath. Then send a message to your landlord asking why they entered. Was there an emergency I wasn't notified about? Keep it professional, not accusatory. Your action plan. Document everything, send a message, then research your rights in your state. Take photos of anything that looks disturbed. Timestamps on photos are evidence. If it happens again, send a formal written complaint, email or certified letter, and keep a copy. Certified mail creates a legal record that your landlord received your complaint. You can also contact your local housing authority or tenant rights organization for guidance. Many cities have free tenant hotlines staffed by legal experts. One call could change everything. For repeated violations, consider speaking to a tenant's rights attorney. Many offer free consultations. Check your lease for clauses about entry. A landlord who violates their own lease has a bigger problem. If entries are happening frequently without notice, that's a pattern, and patterns are powerful evidence. Keep all your documentation in one place. Texts, emails, photos, notes, everything in one file. If a neighbor or roommate witnessed an entry, their account can support your claim. In serious cases, small claims court is an option. Illegal entry can result in real compensation. In extreme cases, repeated violations may allow you to break your lease early without penalty. You have more power than you think. The law built protections for you, now you know how to use them. When you know your rights and enforce them calmly, your home truly becomes your sanctuary. You don't have to live in fear or anxiety about landlord visits. Prepared renters are relaxed renters. Before this video, hunched, scared, silent. After this video, informed, calm, and in control. That transformation doesn't take years. Takes one conversation, this one. Let's lock it in, verify notice, ask questions, document everything every single time. These 3 habits will change your entire experience as a renter, starting today. Share this video with a friend who rents. You might just save them from a very stressful situation. If this helped you today, hit like and subscribe. We make videos like this every week. Drop a comment below. Has your landlord ever entered without notice? Let us know, we read everyone. Thanks for watching. Stay informed, stay protected, and we'll see you in the next one. Bonus time. Here are real word-for-word scripts you can use in common landlord entry situations. Scenario 1. Landlord shows up with no notice at all. Here's exactly what to say. Hi, I don't recall getting notice for this visit. Can you remind me what this is about? Simple, calm, effective. Scenario 2. You find out the landlord entered while you were out without telling you. I noticed you entered today. Was there an emergency? Please let me know going forward. Professional and documented. Scenario 3. Your landlord wants to show your apartment to a new tenant before your lease ends. You can agree to showings, but you get to set the time. I'm available on Tuesday between 10 and noon. Scenario 4. A real emergency, water pipe burst, gas leak. How does this change things? In a real emergency, cooperate fully. Safety comes first. Entry rights are temporarily suspended. But even after an emergency, document what happened, who entered, and what was done. Scenario 5. The landlord visits so often it feels like harassment. This is serious. Send a written notice citing the specific dates, times, and your state's entry laws. Make it formal. Call your local housing authority. Repeated illegal entries can lead to fines for the landlord. The goal isn't to fight with your landlord. The goal is to live in peace and know you're protected. Scenario 6. You calmly ask about notice and the landlord brushes you off or gets annoyed. I understand. I just need this in writing for my records. That phrase is powerful and professional. Their annoyance is not your responsibility. Your rights remain the same regardless of their mood. Always follow up verbal conversations with a written message. As we discussed today, keeps records clean. Keep 3 folders. 1 for texts, 1 for emails, 1 for handwritten notes. Simple but powerful. Here's the thing most renters don't realize. A landlord who knows you keep records behaves better. Prevention is the best tool. When landlords know you're informed, problems often don't even start. A good landlord-tenant relationship is built on mutual respect and clear communication. Being an informed renter doesn't mean being difficult. It means being clear about expectations. You can even proactively set the tone. I prefer 24-hour notice for all non-emergency visits. Thanks. Send that in a message at the start of your tenancy. It sets expectations before issues arise. Put recurring check-ins on your calendar. Review your rights, update your log, reread your lease section. Reread your lease every 6 months. Laws change, your situation changes. Stay current. Bookmark your state's tenant rights website. Make it a tab you actually visit once a quarter. Talk to your neighbors. Renters in the same building often face the same landlord issues. Thank you for watching this far. Your attention means you care about protecting your home, and that matters. The 3 pillars. Know your rights, ask questions, and document everything. Simple, powerful, effective. Your home is yours. Your lease gives you rights. Today, you chose to use them. You deserve to feel safe and secure in the place you call home. That feeling starts with knowledge. Subscribe for more renter rights videos, practical tips, and real scripts you can use right now. Until next time, stay informed, stay confident, and stay protected. You've got this.